Hey YouTube, today we've got a new project ahead of us. We are looking at a Winchester Model 1890. This here is a 22 caliber slide action gallery gun. It is a tube magazine, wood furniture, external hammer, and also a takedown model. What we're going to be looking to do onto this one, this has been given to me as a project by my uncle-in-law, who got it from his uncle. Looking at it, if we can take a look here, this thing is pretty well beat up. Really no value in it at this point. So what he said to go ahead and do is just make it look pretty. Make it functional, make it safe, but nonetheless, make it what it's not. And right now, it's a turd. So it needs a little work. What we're going to do with it is clean up the metal, probably build a new stock for it, possibly the hand cover here on the puck. Make sure it shoots right. There's a lot of things on it that are just loose. You know, if you look at this, it's just moving through there. So the first thing we're going to do with it is just take it down. Try to take this thing apart, check everything out, see what we can do, what needs to be done exactly on this rifle, and just see if it's even safe to shoot. We'll check out the bore, the rest of the barrel, check all the springs and things like that. We're just looking for cracks, any safety features, anything like that, because I don't think he's even fired this thing since he's got it. So that's our plan today, is just take this thing apart. Pretty handy little takedown if you ask me. Now looking at this thing, I think this was just a truck gun. This was the boys' gun. This is something that they took with them everywhere. Shot at squirrels, rabbits, targets, cans, bottles, you name it. This thing was just fun to have around. When they first came out in 1890 and through the early 1900s, they were purchasable right around $17 to $20. Now, if you have one of these things laying around and they're in great, mint condition, I've seen them selling out there on broker sites and things like that that are, $12, $13, $1,500. This guy here, just worth what somebody might just give it is all. We're talking $100, $120. I don't see much value in it in the shape that it's in. But yeah, it's just kind of a cool little rifle. It was, like I said, it's the boys' gun. Here's a little logo on that. The old Winchester 1890. One thing I've not been able to find on this guy, and reasons why, I'm not sure, but typically on these models, you'd have a serial number stamped just across here, and or on the bottom of the trigger guard here, you'd see it between these bolts and pins here. It's not there. I don't know, this must have got either heavy use or someone filed it off, 50, 70, 100 years ago. So they're gone, so I can't exactly date it, but I do believe that this one here is either a second or third model of it, or third iteration of it. The original ones were not the takedowns, the very first ones that came out. Second ones that came out did have the takedown on it, and they started coming in two different grades. First grade was just pretty plain, generic standard. The same kind of straight stock on it. Smooth here, might have had some of these ribs, but that was about it. Some of the fancier ones did have these checkering going on inside here. And also the stock would have been checkered. This one's not. Some of them even come with like the pistol stock here, where it kind of comes down here a little bit. Gives it more of a pistol grip look. But this one does not have that, and I don't know if this stock's even original. I'm assuming it is. But we're gonna take a look inside and just see what the condition of the wood is, everything like that. Yeah. All right, take a look here, guys. Yeah, that bolt is basically trying to hold the stock together. It looks kind of rotten in here, if you ask me. Looks like cracks running through the stock. So this is definitely gonna have to get replaced if we're gonna make this a viable, usable gun again. This thing, I mean, obviously 22 long rifle, guys. It doesn't have a lot of recoil. It's probably not a big deal, but we're gonna do this right. We're gonna make a stock for this, or find an aftermarket. I'm not sure exactly the route I want to go on that yet, but yeah, that bolt's holding this thing together. Crazy. Let's try to pull this. This thing's, yeah, that's stiff. Magazine tube. Let's take a look at this up close here, huh? I'm not sure what that is right there, but it's got some sort of gouging right there. There, and you can even see here, I think there's a little split right there too, right in there. So yeah, check that out, huh? There's the tube. Let's see if we can get the rest of this furniture off of here. Oh yeah. This guy down here. Kind of cool little checkering going on to this thing, and it's in decent shape. Smoothed out in places, couple chips around the holes. Really worn off here where it rams up against the gun. But you see that at all here? There we go. Yeah, we'll just keep taking this guy apart. Fair amount of rusting going on the inside of that. The end of the stock's actually pretty nice. It's a shame that up here at the actual grip, it's pretty well shot, so I don't know. That's unfortunate. We'll use it as a template. We'll try to carve out a new piece. Get something on there that's a little better put together where we don't have these extra bolts and things running through it. So yeah, it's got the adjustable sight on the rear sight. Immovable stationary front sight. But that's all in good condition here. I mean, it looks pretty good there. We'll get it cleaned up, but that'll look pretty sharp once it's done. Yeah, and then we'll take this, I don't know, what do you call, is that the bolt? You can't even tell really. I'll have to look up the actual nomenclature for everything here, what we call these things, but. Alright. So, taking the rest of this out, I want to get the firing pin out of this thing. So what I've noticed here, these two holes are supposed to have screws in them. They don't exist. I haven't taken those out yet. I don't, they're not here. This looks a little broken here too off the tip of it. This kind of retains the firing pin, but that looks like it's broke off to me. And here's our firing pin right here. Spring's still on there yet. Looks like that just gets wrapped on there, so that won't be coming off, but we'll get it cleaned up. Throw this stuff through a sonic washer and get all the grit off of it and see what we got here. We'll hopefully get, yeah, it looks pretty good actually. So yeah, we'll get that cleaned up, get it lubed up. It should be functioning just fine. Curious to see where those two screws went though. I may have to order something to replace them because they're not in there, and I'm not sure if this thing's safe to fire without it, so I would imagine not, but we'll find out. Cool. Well, there we go. I think we got most of it taken apart here, guys. See if we can get a little bit wider angle here. Yeah. Lots of bits and pieces. Alright, we're gonna get these things scrubbed up. Alright, I'm going to throw what I can inside of this basket, and I'm going to throw it into my sonic parts washer. Get some of the tarnish off of here. You know, honestly, the rusting here and there, yeah, there's rust. But I don't think that's going to be a big issue. It'll be interesting to see how these go. This thing's probably the rustiest piece of all. It's just the end of the buttstock here. So, cool. Yeah, let's get all these pieces in here and see what we can do to get them washed up. Alright, we're over on the workbench now. We're going to be using my Magnum Sonic Cleaner from Hornady. Little one-shot sonic cleaning solutions for gun parts. Mixes at a 40:1 ratio. Alright, got our basket of parts here. We're going to go ahead and drop that down in here. Then we'll go ahead and set it. I'm going to set my heating to about 120 degrees. And let's just give it 90 minutes in there anyway. See what we're looking at from there. We'll check back after 90 minutes, guys. Alright guys, we have got to our timer. It's time to take a look and see what we've got here. There's all kinds of, I don't think you can see it on the camera, but this thing is just covered in like black on top of the water here. Alright. Yeah, I'll get these all wiped down. You can just see it's already it's sliding right off all the gun parts. So we'll get these wiped up and then meet us back over at the big table. Alright, time to get into the nitty-gritty. Alright, let's take out the bulk of the junk that's on these parts. No. Here's some spares I'll get on these lemons, really splash out here. These all keep it soaking. Alright, that took out the bulk of the junk that's on these parts. Now, I'm going to start using some aerosols and get down into these little nooks and crannies and really get things blasted out here. So. Alright guys, I just wanted to take a break here, kind of show you where we're at. I'm between feeding the kids, playing with them, doing some chores, this and that, around the house. I've been working on this, sanding some of these individual parts. I decided since this thing was really not worth anything as far as a collectible value, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of actually polish up some of these parts. So I just want to polish kind of the external pieces that show on the rifle, and I just wanted to show you where I'm at on them right now. I've been just kind of sanding away and tinkering with it and seeing how things look. So here's the end of the buttstock. We've got it really looking nice right now. It's just shined up beautifully. Got most of the little nicks and scrapes sanded out of it. It's really pretty right now. So that's going to be a really nice addition on the end of that buttstock. Haven't really got to the actual, I don't even know what you call this, the trigger assembly anyway. Got to work on this yet, but it's not in bad shape. I'm going to probably just polish around the externals here, along the top here, and hopefully not getting too far into the actual engraving through here. Yeah, just going to polish that up. Nothing's done yet with this. This is part of the slide for the pump, and yeah, I polished this part up right here, kind of cleaned up the rest of it, but there's a lot of like tooling marks and stuff on here yet. I'm gonna go ahead and leave those. They're clean. Everything's kind of squared up. I had to file some dents out of the top of this part here, so that's nice and smoothed up again, flush. But yeah, I got almost a ding near a mirror finish on this thing right now. You guys can see that. So yeah, that's where I'm at with parts. I'm gonna keep doing just the external pieces on it. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and even try to do that with the barrel, the rest of the receiver, the magazine tube. I did want to show you guys kind of what's going on with the stock. All the furniture is off of it. And you can see here, I kind of sanded here just a little bit to see what the wood's gonna look like, but this thing has a horrendous crack down the middle of it. Okay, looks like I got all the sanding done here. I'll spare you guys the details of about 10 hours of sanding. But just take a look here at the parts. They shined up pretty well. There's still some pitting. I can't sand much further before thinning the metal and compromising it. Engravings and stuff like that. So I just want to show you what I got done right here. What I'm going to do now on it is blue all the steel, especially the exterior parts. I'll probably just run some stuff over top of the internal parts just for sake of protecting the metal. But I think everything here turned out pretty darn well.